Before we start, just want to publicly acknowledge and thank KP for all he's done for the organization. Calling him, although it was my first time calling somebody when they get traded, he was extremely gracious. He was extremely thankful that I reached out to him, called, and he handled like a professional, which since my time being here, he's been nothing but a professional. Extremely diligent worker, always in the gym on days off, always working on his body. And for that, I think in terms of Spencer and Bertans, I think both of them give us a lot of flexibility for the future, and they add depth to our roster. So I'm excited to get them in here and get them in the rotation. Other than that, questions?
When did you start thinking that KP was a player that you were looking to move, and what was the reasoning behind it?
I think it wasn't just about KP, it was about really giving ourselves the flexibility that we needed to be the team we want to be. And I think that's really the bottom line, is like we were able to give ourselves more flexibility and then add more depth.
Did you get out of this trade exactly what you wanted when you went into it?
I think we made our team better, for sure. And we gave ourselves more flexibility. I mean, when you say, did I get everything we wanted? You always want to hit a home run, but we definitely, we're better off today than we were yesterday.
And the team was 16-5 going into the trade. Did that play into it in a way? Because KP missed 12 of those games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole, that went into the whole trade deadline, the way we were playing. You had to look at everything differently because, from December on, we've been playing really good. Mm-hmm. So what you thought going into it versus what you have now, you had to reevaluate everything. So yeah, definitely played a role.
Nico, when you mentioned more flexibility, is that in terms of financial side more so, or is that in terms of rotation and having different options on the court?
It's really both. It's flexibility both, but more importantly, it's depth too. If you look at our depth in terms of like playmakers, if you look at our depth in terms of 3-point shooting, with Timmy out within there, so it works both ways.
How much was KP's availability part of this, just whether you could count on him to be there when it mattered injury-wise?
I think it was less about his availability and really more about how do we make the team better. Because listen, I think if you look at KP's, they were knick-knack injuries. If it was a playoffs, he could have played. So I don't think they were like, stuff that during the season you might sit out, but in the playoffs you would play. So I don't think they were concerned.
How quickly or not quickly did this come together? Was it a last-minute deal that fell together, or did it in the works?
It wasn't. I mean, this is my first trade deadline, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. But listen, we had tons of conversations with a bunch of different teams, and this was the one that made the most sense, and we executed on it.
And what has made the most sense? What about this trade what factors did you decide made the most sense to go with this versus hypothetical other deals?
Like I said at the beginning, I think it's the versatility that it gave us in the depth, and the flexibility. I just think it worked. It made sense.
What type of player is Dinwiddie, and what type of player is Bertrand?
I think in Dinwiddie you're going to get a score and a ball handler. I think with Bertans you're going to get a professional that can really shoot the ball. One's more athletic than the other, but even Bertans, watching a lot of film on him, like defensively, he knows how to play defense. He knows positions where to be. He really works on that. Some people aren't going to have the quickest feet, but if you know how to play defense, if you really try and position yourself right, you're going to be a lot better. He does a really good job of doing that.
As far as Moses, he just wasn't there yet, quick enough for you guys.
Yeah, it's also a roster spot. You only have so many roster spots. So when you trade one and you bring back two, you got to make room. So and Moses, unfortunately, thank you for bringing that up. Moses has been great. That's why we guaranteed his contract. because Moses worked his butt off. Like literally, he would carry his notebook every day. And Coach Sweeney and those two worked every day. And if you guys know anything about Coach Sweeney, he lives in that building back there. And so he would work out Moses every day, brought his notebook, watched film. He would watch film, the games he didn't play, of what coverages he was supposed to do if he did play. And you know, when he was playing in December, when we had a lot of COVID, he started making a lot of progress. He just needs to play. He's going to be fine. He's an NBA player. He just needs more playing time.
Nico, do you feel like you have all the pieces, the match of all the pieces they need to make a deep playoff?
I think we're good enough to compete. I mean, I don't think we're scared of anybody. I think we're good enough to compete. It remains to be seen, but I also think that we also have room for improvement. But I do like the team.
That was gonna be my next question too, is do you feel like this roster is set now, or is the buyout market something you're gonna keep an eye on?
No, I think with us, I think we're set, you know, just because of, you know, if you look at our roster availability, spots are premium, so I think we're set.
Sounds like Dorian is perhaps going to be signed long-term. How much of a no-brainer was that one? Because obviously he's been very good at this organization.
Yeah, he's been amazing, has a beautiful spirit. Just being around him, he uplifts everybody. It was one of those phone calls. You have the bad phone calls where you gotta, you know, deliver bad news, and then you get to have a good one. And so we're excited about the possibility of extending Dorian. He's deserves it. It's great for him and his family. You know, it's all good.
How difficult was that phone call to KP? Because obviously probably thought he had a long future here in Dallas.
Yeah, it's always difficult, you know, when you deliver bad news. It's, you know, in my old world, you know, we went through a lot of reorganization, so we had to let a lot of people go. So you have to make those phone calls. But in this case, I don't think this is as difficult as that. But it's always difficult. But like I said, he handled it like a professional. He was extremely upbeat, like he is every day when he comes to work. He was totally professional.
Yep, got one on Zoom. Kevin, go ahead and now.
Nico, when you look at this trade, why was this the right time to move Porzingis in light of what this team was building toward, and why you felt that this was the right time to go ahead and make this move?
Timing really just becomes about when it's available, you know. The reason why it was the right time is because the trade just came together. And I think we've had enough time to evaluate, you know, one of the things I talked about with you all from the very beginning is really wanting to be around the team and know the team and being able to evaluate the team. And I think we had enough time to do that. So we know who we are as a team and what we need to do to get better. So I think that all played a role into it.
Thanks, Nico.
Thank you.